Hi everyone, my name is Tree, and today I'm going to be discussing the 1986 Dress-up Rainbow Brite doll by Mattel. Just for a little bit of housekeeping, I am still trying to find the mint new inbox Rainbow Brite Mattel doll collection. It's just a little bit hard to locate ones that are in good condition and at a good price. So I've showed you three so far, and I have a fourth one on the way. So ultimately, the goal is to get all 11 or 12, but I do not have a in new inbox Dress Up Rainbow Brite to show you, so I will show you some loose dolls. And this is the doll that we're talking about today. This is, again, the 1986 Dress Up Rainbow Brite doll, and it was released in Generation 1 of the Mattel Rainbow Brite line. It was in the third wave, so the dress up dolls all came out in 1986. They were developed in 1985 by two female designers that recently, at the time, joined Mattel, Pam Sis and Stephanie Iskander. And Pam was responsible for three of the dress up dolls, this being one of them. And I'm really excited to show you this doll. My first encounter with the Rainbow Brite dress up doll was scrolling through eBay last year when I noticed that, oh, it's a little strange that some of the Rainbow Brite dolls come in this bright, vibrant rainbow dress that has this beautiful gradient effect. And I didn't really think anything of it. I actually thought that maybe a previous owner had misplaced the iconic blue dress and just put on another dress that belonged to another doll. But this is actually I would say it's a pretty rare doll. It was released worldwide, but both of my loose Rainbow Brite dress up dolls came from Germany. I got them from the same sellers as the sellers that sold me the Moon Glow. And yeah, so I will now, I guess, show you a little bit more in closer detail the doll that we're talking about here. The most iconic thing about this doll is that it comes with a rainbow hair clip. So the hair clip, you can place it in any which way. I've seen the inverted version here where the green is closer to the front of the face and the purple, which is tucked underneath here, is towards the back. But I like the way this is styled, and I think that the green being more prominent makes it, I don't know, more jovial and pleasant to look at. So it has 5 segments, right? It starts with the purple, then it goes into this light pink, and then it goes to the red yarn, and then the light yellow, and then this fluorescent neon green. If it looks like I'm kind of jittery, it's because I am using a new recorder and it's inverted, which is throwing me off because I think that I'm moving in the right direction. It's the opposite. So I'm sorry if it's not as clear. One of the other features of the hair clip is that it has this, there we go again, this pearlized iridescent band at the top, and then it should have the original ribbon underneath, which is red. So it's a red ribbon that is tied underneath the hair clip. All right, so the Rainbow Brite dress up doll's hair is styled with a side ponytail. I think most of Rainbow Brite is styled in this way. It's just the way that I remember looking at her the most. But let's take a look at her in her dress. So this dress is beautiful. It is a gorgeous, it kind of is utilizing a lot on this gradient rainbow pattern that is also utilized on the sleeve of the dress. And well, you'll notice a lot of usage of this kind of like bias tape that is used for the bands. There's two different segments of this band, but they're different portions of the trim, and it's repeated in the boots as well. So the boots are red, and the thread for the boots are also red. And then there's this very thin gold star that is on both sides of the boots. The face is quite traditional. It's the same head mold as the regular Rainbow Brite doll from 1984. But the thing that you'll notice is that this, because it's a dress-up doll, there's a nude doll underneath. And I guess it's a little bit inside baseball talking, but when you're creating custom dolls, the majority of custom dolls are utilize a nude dress-up doll body, which is why custom creators often try to find either a tickled pink base to build their customs or a dress-up Rainbow Brite doll as their base. Moonglow, you can do it, but it's so expensive. You don't want to, basically, it's just not worth it to find a Moonglow to create a custom. You're better off using Tickled Pink for Stormy or Dress-up Rainbow Brite. And underneath this beautiful dress is a red jumper that is very similar to the jumper that Tickled Pink and Moonglow has. This one is very prominently red, and it has the pearlized white trim at the top and then the rainbow trim on both of the sleeves. This trim is very repetitive, but because it's rainbow, it adds a refreshing look. I have another Dress-up Rainbow Brite doll here, so you can see a little bit of the difference, but they look quite similar. One of the things that I will say is that it's extremely hard to find a Rainbow Brite dress-up doll with the original hair clip. So I'm going to put down the first one that I showed you, and I'll pick up the second one. This second one actually is a reproduction hair clip. This reproduction hair clip I got from my friend Nick, who purchased it from a custom creator called Jasmine Brooks. And Jasmine often goes by Jazzy Creations. And this is a custom hair clip that she created. So they feature the same hair colors. There's slight differences. You'll notice that this pink is a hot pink, and the green is more true green and less fluorescent neon, but it's the same basic colors. This one I'm displaying with the purple in the back and the green in the front. I don't have the original red ribbon for this one, but all the other pieces in this second Rainbow Brite doll is the same as the first. No Dress-up Rainbow Brite doll will be the same because of the pattern. It's where it's cut. So you're gonna get different ones each time. You see these two bands, they are very different than these two bands because again, it's the placement of the trim. You can't control that. In my opinion, every Dress-up Rainbow Brite doll is gonna be different. Down to the boots. It's gonna look different, but I love the dress-up doll and I think they're precious. One of the things I wanted to show you, I know this video is running long because I'm rambling, but let me show you a prototype that was purchased by Katie at rainbowbrite.net in 2010. And what you'll notice is this dress-up doll has a lot of the same elements that made it into the production doll. The thing that is most distinctive, the hair clip's the same, the boots are relatively similar. The top band of the boots, you'll notice it's a white, and there is not a red star on the boots. If you look at the very middle bottom, you'll notice that the thread on the boots, it's rainbow. So each column of thread is going to be a different row of color, which is so painstakingly detailed and I'm sure very costly to produce, which is why I am tempted to say maybe this prototype was just not feasible to mass produce, which is why they decided to go for a more simple design. Now, this is anything but simple, but it's much simpler than the prototype doll. So taking a closer look at the prototype doll that's on the screen right now, you'll see that there are a prominent and very almost avant-garde flouncy puffy sleeves, and the jumper underneath has white sleeves and a thick red trim. But if you pull the dress out, underneath is a jumper that has rainbow segments. I wish I grabbed a picture, but if you search Rainbow Brite Dress Up Doll Prototype Facebook, you'll see all of these pictures. Katie did a great job of documenting this. And the rainbow jumpsuit, it's horizontal bands that are stitched together with parachute fabric. And it looks amazing, but a little hyperkinetic to the eye, which is probably why this intergalactic version of the dress-up doll prototype didn't make it into production. I personally love it. I think it's awesome. I think the X shape creates dimension and creates more intrigue and geometry for the viewer. One of the things that is also cool is that the belt for the actual production doll is just a simple, almost like adhesive sticker that is on a piece of fabric. And let me show you up close what it looks like. It glistens a little bit, but it's fairly simple, and oftentimes it does get snagged and gets torn over time if you're not careful with it. This belt, I wish I had a close-up. It is like a silver, slightly embossed belt, and it has a very streamlined rainbow in the center, a sticker in the center. And the bottom of the dress is basically like a flower petal, right? It has two prominent, almost like sections that stem out like a flower, and then there's this underdress that is this very holographic blue-green color, and then there's a rainbow trim that is encompasses both sides of the dress in a iconic red color. So I think it's really cool that a non-production prototype was found by Katie. I think it was found in Australia, but I could be totally wrong. I reached out to Katie and asked her, hey, what's like the provenance? What's the history? What's the tea behind this prototype that you found 15 years ago? And I'm just waiting on a response. But I want to show you a custom that I got made. I commissioned with Jay, and this is, we call her Rainbow Sherbet because it is a playful rendering of the dress-up doll prototype. But the thing that's different is everything is blanched with a light, soft pastel palette. So you'll notice that the hair is this, I want to say almost custard yellow, and the rainbow hair clip only features pastel colors. So we have this seafoam green that has a little bit of glisten. We have a very soft pink, this lilac, and of course some of the yellow as well, the custard yellow as well. So along with that, you'll notice that on the cheek is also a light purple star, and the jumper is this beautiful white color, and then this pastel rainbow trim that runs throughout the entirety of the outfit. I want to show you it up close, but it's hard because everything's in reverse. But same, almost like crepe-like sleeves with the metallic, soft colors. The placement of the pastel trim is just lovely here. This is a light pink top skirt, and then the underskirt is almost identical to what I think the prototype looks like, but the trim is beautiful. And I want to show you the boots here. They're light pink with a very thin pearl trim. So let me show you, and I'll do a side by side so you can compare Rainbow Sherbet with the traditional dress-up doll. It looks as if Rainbow Sherbet is taller, but I think it's just because this dress, the traditional dress-up Rainbow Brite, is just flouncier, and the skirt is just flared up at the moment. But both have a side ponytail, both divine. So I am in love with this, and I thank Jay every day that he was able to successfully execute this for me, because I'm in love with it. Oh, also, the ribbon at the top is a light pink. So it is so girly, so feminine, so precious. And let me just show you Rainbow Brite dress-up doll one more time. What do we think of her? I think she's quite rare in the United States. I don't see her a whole lot, and I'm still trying to find a mint new in box version. But I love her very much, and I hope you guys love her as well.